Adam Smith, digital marketing genius, sales funnel guru, online entrepreneur.
All right, cool. So now that we have the problem, the result, and the solution, how do we position this? How do we position this? When we get on the phone with somebody or we start a conversation with somebody, what do we actually say? Not what do we say? That'll be later. But what is our offer to them? I actually want to, for those of you guys who missed this yesterday, so we are covering, so we're going to go back to the belief-based offers and creating that. Why not sell 2 to 5K courses? You can totally sell 2 to 5K courses. The sale's a little bit different. I'm actually going to answer that. Let's answer that right now. So So there's 2 types of webinars. Does anybody know the difference between a lead generation webinar and a direct selling webinar? What's the difference? Anybody know? Lead generation versus direct selling webinar. And this will, let's see who asked that. Jonathan, this will answer your question. Okay, who knows the difference? So, because this is the types of webinars are going to be very different depending on the price point. So this is usually 500 to 2,000. This is usually 2,000 plus. Lead generation will follow up with more information before trying to sell. I hate that your pictures are not on here. I am going to fix that. That's really bugging me. Lead generation will follow up with more information before trying to sell. Yes, that's right. What else? Direct sales tries to do it all at once. Yep. Direct selling sends people to a sales page, and lead generation sends people to a sales call. That's exactly right. That is right. So for courses and programs between 500 and 2,000, it's appropriate to do a direct selling webinar. Now, a lead generation webinar is typically something that's more than 2K. Now, the reason is because it's more difficult to sell a $2,000 product than it is a $500 product. Now, so I want to make this really clear. It is easier to sell over the phone than on a direct selling webinar. Much, much easier. So when when you have somebody and they are not converting, what you might suggest to them is, hey, you might suggest doing an LG webinar, meaning a lead generation webinar, to a sales call. Now, some pros and some cons of doing this. Some pros are, one, when you're on a sales call, you can understand what are the reasons that somebody is not, the reasons that people are not buying or purchasing. Direct selling is very sexy because you don't have to talk to anyone. That's kind of nice. But if there are objections or insecurities or excuses, like we talked about yesterday, that we don't know, then you can be the best salesperson in the world, but if there's some objection that is holding somebody back, they will not buy. So what you might suggest is doing a lead generation webinar. So a pros of that is you can definitely get results for your customer. You can help generate leads for them. The con of this is that they have to be good at closing on the sales call for them to actually get results. So you have like pros, you have cons from doing that. So, but this process, even if somebody is selling $1,000 course, if they are struggling to get sales, they may have an existing presentation, but they're struggling to get sales, then it might be beneficial for you to say, hey, let's do a lead generation type webinar. So let's look a little bit more in detail about the difference between these types of presentations. So in LG, you guys already had it. So help me with this. So we have DS and LG. This stands for lead generation. This stands for, sorry, I'm going to get it up here so you guys can actually see. So what are some of the biggest differences between these two types? You guys already said it. Follows up with more information before trying to sell. Direct sales, trying to do it all at once. Sends people to a sales page versus a sales call. Yep. So with our lead generation type webinar, the intro and then the content is usually the same. Intro, content. Now the difference with a direct selling webinar is you reveal the price and send people to a sales page. Now, a lead generation does not reveal the price and sends people to an application. Okay? So that's the difference. Questions on direct selling webinars versus lead generation webinars. Intro content is usually the same. The biggest difference is lead generation does not reveal the price. Direct selling reveals the price. Okay, it's the biggest difference. Take a screenshot if you want to. Okay.